At the beginning of the United States' entry into World War II, the objective was clear: strike the heart of German industry, factories, railways, deep infrastructure inside enemy territory. And this mission relied entirely on strategic bombers like the B-17. But there was a major problem. During that period, especially between 1942 and late 1943, American bombers were flying deep into Germany alone, without sufficient protection and without continuous air cover. The result? German fighters intercepted them easily, and in some missions, bomber losses reached catastrophic levels, around 20% in a single sortie. Simply put, this was not sustainable. Crews often didn't survive enough missions to complete their required tours. The entire strategy was at risk of failure. But all of that changed when a simple yet brilliant idea emerged. A fighter that could fly long distances and stay with the bombers from start to finish. And that's where the P-51 Mustang came in. With its exceptional range, especially with external fuel tanks and strong high-altitude performance, bombers finally had continuous fighter protection. The results were clear. Loss rates dropped significantly, from around 20% down to just 2 to 5%. The skies over Germany were no longer dominated by German fighters as they once were. The P-51's role wasn't limited to Europe either. It also played an important role in the Pacific, escorting bombers over vast stretches of ocean. And today, beyond history, even in War Thunder, you can feel the philosophy of this aircraft. A plane built on speed, energy management, and control of the fight. This is Captain Turki, flying the P-51 Mustang.
Hi, what's your status? We're on course, on time, and on target. Everything's fine. How are you?
What's going on, everyone? This is Captain Turki speaking. Today we have a nice aircraft for you. Who doesn't know the iconic P-51 Mustang? The plane that literally saved Europe from the wrath of Hitler. Today we will be flying 3 variants, as you can see in the video here. So right now we are flying in 3.7 variant. This is an early variant of the P-51. It's an excellent aircraft. This specific variant can be a better dogfighter. It doesn't have better energy retentions than the later variants, but it can throw its weight around, especially with those magnificent 420mm cannons. As you can see here, with the P-51, you always have to have some altitude advantage. You will not be the king of the skies when it comes to who's a better climber, but you will have a decent climb rate here. So at the same time, you want to be around your teammates. So here we have a couple of aircrafts on our right, friendly aircrafts, and we have some enemies. As you can see here, there's a Yak 3 that is, the closure rate is really fast. You can see here that he is somewhat coming our way. We are not sure, but let's see this example from what I learned playing War Thunder for 10 years. You can see here that his nose is not pointing towards us directly. Either he's a beginner or he's an expert. And what does an expert do? He basically pull his nose towards you and then take a shot where you least expected. So here you need to be prepared for that possibility. So this is exactly what he did. I mean, it's a tough shot. I usually don't get it, and in some cases I don't even hit on a plane that usually does this trick. So as you can see, there's a lot of enemy aircrafts, they are on the same altitude as us or higher than us. So in this case, you either change your direction, you gain altitude in a different direction, or you just dive down on enemy aircrafts. As you can see here, the Ki-44 here is a nice target. He shot down a friendly F-6F. So we will get one chance of taking a shot at him and then we basically got him here. Then immediately climb, but don't climb towards the enemy, okay? And when you're climbing, just assess the situation, see what's going on. Are the enemy aircrafts diving down? Because sometimes they are they are bored. They don't see friendly aircrafts in high altitude, so they dive down. And we have high energy, so we basically get this altitude back or convert our kinetic energy into altitude, and then we gain some of the altitude we lost earlier, and all of a sudden we have some sort of equal advantage or equal footing, as they say. So here I'm not going to go for the BF-109, I'm going for the Yak-3. The Yak-3 didn't even hit me on here, he's just diving. And I believe he is going for the F-6F, but we're going to make him pay for the fact that he didn't pay attention, and here we took his right wing out. And again with the BF-109, now we can basically have our time with him. He shot down the F-6F or the P-51, and now we're going to merge with him. I'm not going to head him on, honestly, because I can outturn him, and I can be on his 6. Why head on if I can be on the enemy's aircraft 6? Because heading on is like a 50-50 chance. Even if he's a noob, he might get you. So here that was an easy shot, and let's just go to the second engagement or the fourth engagement. So now we have the Yak-3 that we shot earlier, the first aircraft I engaged. He basically returned to the airfield to fix his aircraft. I didn't approach this situation correctly. I headed him on. This was a stupid thing to do, to be honest. So I should have energy trapped him. I should have, played on the advantage. But here I wanted to test the P-51's ability in rate fighting a Yak-3. And we will see here who will basically excel in energy fighting. So you can see here he's sneaking up behind my nose, okay, slowly and slowly, and it's not good, and I'm bleeding some energy here, and he has better energy retention, I guess, but luckily there was a friendly aircraft. So if I approach this situation again, I will not rate fight with this Yak-3, at least this variant of the P-51. I will not rate fight a Yak-3 with it. Maybe different variants are better. I think they are better. So now he's hitting on our friendly. He's taking a couple of shots, but he did actually, there's a fuel leak in our friendly aircraft. So now we're gonna take a couple of shots here, and luckily we got him. So good for us, I guess. That was a lucky save. And over here we have this I-85 who's going for our friendly, because I think his also engine is going bad. That's why he was very slow. So we will take a deflection shot here and end the match. So that was the P-51. It's a mix between an energy fighter and a light duck fighter. It's basically a hybrid of both. Okay, let's move on to the D-30 variant. So for the D-30, climb, 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 and climb. Again, side climb, obviously. Even though I side climb, I still found Yak-3P's LA-7 at an advantage. Well, not an advantage, maybe roughly the same altitude. So, regarding the belt of the P-51 D-30, I've used the stealth, I've used the ground belt, ground targets belt. It didn't work for me. They were really frustrating, and they made me really mad when playing. So what the perfect belt that really made a difference are the tracers, or is the tracer belt. I mean, that thing just is like a flamethrower. You will see here. So we will head on this Yak-3, and with the 650 cals, I mean, head on is a nice option, I would say. So here you can see he's flaming really bad, and almost took him out. The P-51 thought, okay, he's on fire, he's not gonna do anything, but to his surprise, he shot him down. So if you see a burning aircraft, be wary of that guy because he's gonna unload all of his ammo on you in just to get at least a kill before he explodes. So here, before heading on, I also suggest that you have at least 550 or at least 500 kilometers IAS. He is trying to avoid the head-on. Luckily, we got him here, and yeah, he is burning bad. But also, the fires sometimes are put out. As you can see here, the fire is out. So keep your altitude, keep your energy. Do not waste that precious energy. As you can see here, he is actually following me, this guy, even though I set him on fire. Yeah, he set out to get me, I tell ya. So here, you don't want to dive down, you want to energy trap him. Now he realized too late that, okay, maybe I should have not followed him. Here we're gaining speed, closure rate is good. Try to go for a shot here. Let's hope we can get him. Of course, with the P-51, try to mimic the role of the opposite aircraft you're trying to shoot, because the rudder doesn't respond really well when shooting at high speeds. So here, gain your altitude back. Do not, turn. Do not do anything. Just make sure you have an advantage and an energy advantage. Here I tried to shoot the Yak-3P, but I really didn't hit him. Here there's an FW. I'm not really gonna hit him on. It's too late for that. And now, at first glance, it might seem like a good idea to start turning with these guys. But there's a Yak-9, there's a Yak-3, there's an FW. So dive, gain speed because they're closing on me. Make the other Yaks bored of the chase. Make them disengage because they know how this will end. It's a P-51. It's gonna take. It's not. They are not gonna catch you. Basically, you're the fastest, almost the fastest fighter in this BR. So even the FW, all of them you see disengaged because they're not gonna waste their time. So now we can have fun with the FW. He's isolated. So maybe he's not paying attention to his teammates, but he thinks that he has teammates on his side, but they all disengaged. But okay, we'll do a split S here. We'll try to avoid his shots. He's gonna have a little window, a little opportunity to shoot us here, but we're gonna do like an upward spiral. It's a dangerous maneuver because a turning fight, it's going to take a while to get on his 6. A couple of turns, maybe more than one 360 turn. But a spiral, it's going to be much easier, much faster. And right here, I don't have time to lose. It was risky, I gotta say. Maybe it was not the best option, but it's fast. So now I'm on his 6. Got him, shot the pilot down, and now we have an ME-410 attacker, and here we're just gonna stand away, gain some speed, altitude, and then energy trap him. That guy has a lot of cannons, so watch out for him. Even on the back he has deadly machine guns, so be careful of him. So I skipped around here, and as you can see, I'm trying to energy trap him. He has no way he's gonna catch me. He's very heavy, very has a terrible climb rate. So it's an attacker, it's not a fighter. So here you want to go for the engines, you want to set him on fire. Unfortunately, nothing happened there. You want to be fast, you want to be very fast when approaching that guy. So here I want to gain some altitude and try again. And before that, there's another ME-410 coming to save his teammate. Okay, so here again, dive down, gain some speed, try to zigzag, as they say, and let that flamethrower get his engine. So here immediately he's on fire and he went down. Big fireball there. And now there's another ME-410. Here I'm going to show you a little trick. I reached the return to the battlefield. I reached the edge of the map. Basically, when you reach the edge of the map, even with a slow speed, you will basically respawn on the opposite direction with an extra speed. Let's say you have 200 kilometer speed. You will respawn the opposite direction with at least 550. So you will get an extra energy. Now, so when you do that, you always want to climb to the highest altitude using your kinetic energy when you get to the edge of the map to get as much energy as possible. Now he didn't do that. As you can see, my speed is very high. Now I am on his 6, and I'm trying to do some zigzagging here. And if I'm not too careful, he's gonna shoot me. So he is very fast, that guy. Even though he's diving, he's an attacker. He's not terribly slow. So here we got his engine, and of course stay away from his nose because he still has some deadly cannons here. Treat him like, even though he's not down yet, treat him like an active threat until he hits the ground. So here I'm gonna go back to the base and reload. After gaining some energy after reloading, now I saw the Yak-9. He is the final target. Now I am on an energy advantage. I have many options. I can boom and zoom him, I can energy trap him, but that all depends on what he does. Will he pull up his nose? Will he dive down? We will see. Now, as you can see, he's not pulling up his nose, so I can dive down on him. Don't hit him on, okay? You have the energy advantage. What's the point of hitting him on? So, as you can see here, he's trying to make it hard for me to shoot him down, and he actually succeeded. Here, I have very high energy. Do not turn, because he will reverse on you very quickly. He is slower. So he will get his nose on my 6 immediately. So here, use your extra energy and try to extend away and review your options. So now I can do a couple of things. I can do a loop, I can do a split S, but I think the better thing to do is a loop. And what did I do here? Unfortunately, I did a split S, okay? Now when you play where you're in the heat of the moment, you don't really, sometimes you do the wrong thing. You do the stupid thing. That's okay. But this split S is not a terrible choice, but I had a better advantage when it comes to energy, so going for a loop is better. So now we're going in a downward spiral, okay? I'm keeping my energy. My energy is somewhat in the 400 kilometer range, 450. Now I'm on his 6. So, like I said, the P-51 D30 depends on the variant. Sometimes you have a better advantage when it comes to dogfighting with the Yak, okay, opposed to the early variant of the P-51. Let's move on to the best variant of the P-51. Well, I will not say best, but well, it is kind of cool. It is an awesome variant, actually. So with this variant, I basically gained some altitude. It's all about your energy advantage. You can see some friendlies are returning to the base. Yes, it's been that long, taking me so long to gain some altitude. Although this thing is a beast when it comes to gaining altitude. I think at this game I was away from keyboard for some time, and I let it gain some altitude. Then I returned to the keyboard, and now I'm starting the match. That's why some aircrafts are returning to the base, and I'm just starting the match. So here they're going for the F-8F. When you were attacking multiple aircrafts, try to go for the rear target, okay? And don't extend, or don't engage with the aircrafts for too long. So now the DO is a nice, juicy target. He is very heavy. We set him on fire with our beautiful tracers here. Immediately extend away. Convert your kinetic energy into potential energy. And the same thing, you want to if you have multiple targets chasing you, make the other targets board. As you can see, the Yak 3 disengaged. Now it's just me and the TA. Now I'm going to give you a lesson in energy fighting. Okay? Pay attention to, the first thing is you want to determine the opponent's energy. And as you can see here, I'm watching his nose. Is he raising his nose? Here he kind of raised his nose. You want to see his rolls. Is he very fast in doing the rolls? Is he commanding his nose very easily? This is an indicator that he has some energy, and in this case he does have some energy. He went and he did some sort of a half loop there. He changed his mind at the last minute, and now we went down on him and shot him down easily. Deadly mistake, unfortunately, for him. So here we have a jet fighter. You want to basically, you might have a better advantage when it comes to dogfighting that guy, but I wanted to stay close to the airfield in case I run out of options. Here he's going for the 84, and he's trying to get him, unfortunately. But will we save him? Let's see. Unfortunately, yeah, we did not save him. But he also went down. So immediately gain some altitude, convert your kinetic energy into potential energy to be prepared. Because altitude is like insurance and speed is like life, okay? It's a famous saying in the aviation world. I'm not a pilot, but who knows, one day it's a dream of mine to get my license, but those things cost money. But anyways, now we have a Yak 15. A Yak 15 has better energy retention than us, alright? So here I decided to go for a head-on because it's could be my only opportunity to shoot him down. He's a smart guy. He's avoiding the head-on because he knows he can. He's a better energy fighter than me, and he is also making the best decision by going vertical because he's gonna keep his energy. He's a jet. He has a jet engine, and I have a propeller, so it's gonna be very hard for me to do those verticals. And immediately he's on my back. So here I'm trying to. Okay, he will have a window, and immediately here I'm trying to do a reversal. Luckily he didn't shoot me here. Good for me, lucky for me. Here I'm trying to cross over, making him cross my nose. He's going for the vertical again. He's forcing the vertical. And it's very, very tough to get my nose in front of his aircraft. Now he's turning. And maybe here I will have an opportunity. I did, but I didn't really shoot him. Now he's going for the vertical again. Ah, this guy is good. Now I might have an opportunity. Let's see. And here I didn't. Here he decided to disengage. I don't know why. But stick to your grounds, even though he doesn't have... We hit him there. Even though he doesn't have the... Or he has the better advantage, stick to your ground. Here he turned again. We will have a small window. We have to shoot him here, and luckily we got him. So, this is what you do if you face an enemy aircraft that is stronger than you. Actually, the better option is if you have better energy, just disengage. That's the first thing. Bug out, as they say. If you don't have that option, try to dogfight him, stick to your grounds, and yeah. So here I'm going back to the airfield to reset my WEP. I do have some ammo left, but I also want to reload my ammo. Okay, so let's skip around until the next. Let's skip to the next engagement here. Okay, now we have Yak 3. Like I said, I'm putting my nose down to gain some speed before hitting him on, and another plane showed up. So here I decided to dogfight these guys. Here I sprayed some 50 cals, but unfortunately was not lucky. I did hit him there, but nothing happened. It was not a I think it was not a dead center hit. So here I'm trying to, you know, change my, make the aiming process for them very hard. I don't want to basically give up. Here I saw a third aircraft that joined the fight, which is another Yak 3. So here I immediately disengaged. Okay, because 2, okay, I might have some chance, maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But 3, no way, Jose. So here I dived down and headed to the airfield. This is another good thing about being close to the airfield. If you run out of options, you can always dive down. And as you can see here, the P-51 is very, very good in energy retention. I converted that potential energy into kinetic energy, and I am keeping that speed really well. Here they disengaged. Now I am just alone with the Yak 3U. So here I will try to head him on. Well, actually, no, I will try to avoid him here. I want to engage with him, and I have a very high energy, so he will be able to pull his nose much faster than me. So here I decided also to go for his nose, but, avoid his shots. I mean, that was pure luck. Pure luck, I tell you, that I was able to avoid these shots. But okay, I mean, maybe I will have an opportunity here. He, of course, disengaged immediately because in a long fight, I will have the advantage over the Yak 3U. So here, he didn't really think that I would shoot him from that distance, but we set him on fire there. He didn't expect that I would shoot him from that distance. He was trying to lead me to his teammate, but good fight, buddy, good fight. Now the other Yak 3U is coming our way. What I'm going to do here is gain some altitude hit for the airfield. So I didn't really go back to the airfield and reload. I just gained some altitude, and now I saw the aircraft, not much altitude, but let's say speed. So I saw the LA-9 here busy shooting air targets. The only reason that I went down on this altitude is because they were busy shooting down ground targets. So here there was an easy shot here. Now I'm merging with the Yak 3U, right? Trying to hit him on here. Like I said, I still have an upward of 1,200 shells. Or let's say bullets, I guess, because it's a 50 cal. Here in the reversal, not really a good idea. But here I raised my nose immediately because I know he can point his nose at me. If he turned here, he would have had a nice opportunity. Not to shoot me, maybe, but to at least, continue the fight. Here he tried to disengage, obviously, and it was just a chase. I shot him on his 6 and got the pilot. Here I almost hit him, to be honest. So now there's only one aircraft left, and there's not much time left in the game. Only 1 minute. And I saw him heading for the airfield. So I thought this was the only opportunity to win the match, was to go for the airfield, try to strafe him. But let's see what happens. So here I was trying to avoid the AAs, and not really doing a good job here. I don't know where are they shooting me from. Maybe from the beginning of the runway. But here, I mean, it's a very, very tough or a hard opportunity to shoot him. But that was a good game, I guess. 7 kills, not bad. And that was what I have for you when it comes to the P-51. It's an amazing aircraft, really. It lives up to its name. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.